Hello guys, so welcome back to Chess DNA, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the very important topic of puzzles. And there's a whole lot of debate going on this topic, that whether solving puzzles actually helps you become a stronger player or it doesn't. So I thought to actually give a little bit of touch on this topic in one of my videos, so this is about it. Well, what I believe is that it does. Yeah, so that's my comment on the whole debate. Well, actually, the debate is about whether solving only tactical puzzles every day and not really doing anything else, not really playing games of chess against other players, not really analyzing games of the grandmasters every day, and not really studying any openings and not really, learning any kind of end games, and just only solving tactical puzzles helps you become a stronger player. Well, I don't think so, because solving puzzles is all about this concept of training your mind to basically learn this pattern recognition. Chess is all about pattern recognition, and we have to train our mind so that we can find good moves and solve tactics during the game pretty quickly. So for that reason, yeah, tactical puzzles do help. But chess is way more than that. You have to make simple moves in certain positions where there are no tactics, and you have to have good understanding of the positional aspect of chess. You need to know a little bit of opening theory. You need to, have kind of endgame concepts in your mind in order to play good moves in those areas of the game. But definitely solving, tactical puzzles every day helps you sharpen your brain and train it to see those patterns in the game pretty quickly, saves your time, and helps you win games pretty conveniently. So in this video, we're going to be solving 5 tactical puzzles from chess.com. My chess.com rating for puzzles is above 2800, 2850-ish, I guess. So these puzzles are going to be hard, but let's see if you can solve faster than me. But also, I'll try to finish the 5 puzzles before 10 minutes. So if you're already seeing this video is longer than 10 minutes, then we have failed. But don't worry, we'll try to solve them pretty quickly. While solving these puzzles, I'll be sharing my thought process, like what I see in a position in a tactical puzzle, and how I try to come up with a solution. So it is going to be very instructive for you guys. So make sure you watch the video till the end, and let's dive right into it. So yeah, let's go. Our puzzle number 1. Okay, so puzzle number 1, immediately the first thing that I notice is that king is under check. And I'm not even counting material. I'm not even counting who's winning, who's losing, whatever. We see we are under check, and we have to move the king. And then I just notice what squares are available to the king. King cannot go to the h1 square. King can go to the f1, g1 square, and that's it. Cannot go anywhere else. So I have only 2 moves, and I'll be considering these 2 moves one by one. Well, also I noticed that if I move my king to a safe square so that he's not able to give me another check, then he is actually getting checkmated. I mean, he or she, whatever, like the engine, stockfish, or whatever. What square do we need to move the king to so that he's not able to give a check is the only problem in this puzzle. And then I see that if I move the king to f1, he, of course, okay, he does not have king, queen h1 because queen is controlling that square. What about king g1? How does he continue to give us any checks from that position? Okay, I noticed king f1, he has this check, which is queen h3, kind of forces the trade of queens, which I don't like. So king g1, and he has no checks that he can just, give and try to trade queens. So he can, give a check like taking the bishop, and then we'll take back, and then it's mate. So king g1 is the solution. He gives up the queen, which we'll take in the next move. It's just checkmate. So that's our first puzzle. We solved it under 2 minutes, which is great. Let's move to the next one. Okay, so this is an endgame puzzle where we have heavy pieces on the board, and we are white, right? And okay, the first thing that I notice is that our pawn is really close to promotion, and this rook is actually really passive. This one's more active. Black's pieces are pretty active as well. So we have like 3 pawns, and opponent has 2 pawns. So let's look for checkmate first. And the forcing moves that we can think about are so black's going this way, right? So we can even think about some sacrifices like rook to g8 check. And if king takes, do we have queen d8 check? King goes back to g7, and then queen to h8 would be another check. King g6, and then queen to h7 would be checkmate. So that is my sequence that I can see. Like if I can sack the rook. Okay, guys, why did I think of sacking the rook first? Is because that's what I always do. I have this habit of, whatever the pieces I have, I first of all look for some sacrifices. Like some, it's also this very commonly known method of check capture threat. So we always look for some, even nonsense checks first of all. So I mean, this check came to my mind first because I thought that there are ideas of some follow-up checks. So rook g8 check, and the king is forced to take the rook because it cannot go anywhere else. And then we have this check, and there is no way he can block that check, and he has to move the king back to g7, and then there is this check followed by queen h7 mate. So yeah, that's the solution. Takes and mate. All right, so that's 2 down. We solved it under 2 minutes, which is great progress. Let's dive into the next one. Okay, so this looks like a complex, messy position where we have black pieces. So first thing that I notice about the position is that, we are probably losing. That's the first thing I'll notice because he's just a couple of steps away from getting another queen. That means we don't have enough time. We have to checkmate our opponent immediately. Okay, so it's checks. That's the first check I can see. Bishop to f5 check, forcing the king to... Okay, king is cut off of all these squares on the back rank, and king is forced to either to this d2 square. Okay, there's this b2 square as well, and then there is this b3 square. So, okay, it's not bishop. Okay, it's bishop f5 check, first of all, I think. And if... let's consider like each of the moves one by one. King d2. Do we have anything there? We have this check. Queen to f2. And there's no way he can defend against it. He can just bring the knight in the way and then get mated that way, because bishop would be cutting off that diagonal. So bishop f5 check. If king goes to d2, he's losing. Okay, bishop f5 check. What about king to b2? In that case, there is this option of giving this check on b1, and that would be mate because king has no escape squares. So what about bishop f5 and king to b3? Well, in that case, I feel like again a rook b1 check would just end the matters right away. Okay, guys, these puzzles are actually easy. I thought these would be tough, but I hope you're also able to solve these puzzles within 2 minutes, which is what I'm trying to do. But these puzzles are actually easy. What I'm trying to do is just, using that check capture threat method. I'm just giving a check and then finding what kind of forcing moves am I putting the opponent into. So king had like 3 moves that he could make, and I just checked every one of those moves and found the solution. So no big deal here. Okay, keep going. Okay, in this position, the first thing that I notice is that we are probably having a strong position. But if I see the material, opponent seems to have like 3 minor pieces and we have 2. And both have a pair of rooks and a queen. And if I count the pawns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pawns are equal. We are down a piece, basically. And if we are able to checkmate opponent, that's going to be great, or win material. So first thing that I notice is the rook is very beautifully placed against the king. And whenever we have a heavy piece lined up against an opponent's king, there are always some tactical shots. For example, I can already sense like knight takes on d4 is like winning the bishop back. But what if he... Okay, probably this is a solution. Okay, there's another thing that I now notice is that our bishop on g4 is also hanging. So if I, for example, take here, he's going to take my bishop on g4, and I don't see like a follow-up there. Like we can take the knight, knight takes knight, and I don't know. So what if we just take the knight first? He will have a couple of ways to recapture. Like, for example, he can take back with a knight. But then the queens will be in a standoff, and kind of don't have a positive feeling for that one as well. Oh, this one looks actually tough. So the moment ago I was kind of saying that these puzzles are easy. Now probably I'm feeling a little bit. Great tip for you guys. Whenever you are stuck or there's no possible solution coming to your mind, take a sip of water. Your brain, when it is doing a lot of conscious processing, conscious thinking in very short span of time, it gets heated up. So just taking a sip of water, taking a deep breath, cools it down. So let's have a look at the position again. Nothing's coming under my mind. Okay, focus. Wait a second. Okay, what if I take... Okay, I was thinking rook takes g4. But do we have this knight to c2 check? Like, oh, yeah. Knight c2 check, and he's got to give up the queen. So he cannot take the bishop. So he can take the knight back with his knight and then lose the queen. That is indeed the solution, guys. Just got to double check if he had anything else. I don't think so. Yeah, we are winning the queen. So we took like 54 extra seconds, but of course we did solve it correctly, which is an accomplishment. Okay, puzzle number 4, or is it third? Yeah, it's fourth, I guess. So in this one, the first thing that I'm noticing is that we are having equal number of pawns. Or are we? No, we are actually a pawn down, and also there's a queen, rook, bishop, knight, knight. So we are down a pawn. That means we need to win back material or checkmate in order to solve this puzzle. And the next thing that I notice, do we have any checks? I mean, there's one check that probably doesn't work. And there are some captures, like capturing the knight. Doesn't make sense. He's just going to recapture back. Man, why is it suddenly started to give some tough positions? But it's okay. We are here to solve some tough positions anyways. Okay, and now I'm just looking at some random moves. Like, what if we just take that bishop? Then he's just going to take back with a rook, and I don't see a way to win any material there. Undefended pieces. What pieces are undefended? This rook is undefended. Is there a way that we can just put some attack on this rook somehow? There is this capture as well. Bishop takes f3. He's going to take back with a pawn. That actually looks pretty promising. Takes back to the pawn, but then we are sacking another piece. Okay, if this bishop was not here, there was this knight e to check forking the king and the queen. Is there a way that we can just, make this bishop move away? Like take here, he's going to take back, take with the rook. Oh no. We have crossed the 2-minute mark for this one, but okay, we are going to solve this one no matter what. So if you guys are able to solve this before me, do let me know in the comments so that I know if you guys are faster than me or am I too slow or something. I have to focus. He seems to be safe in so many different ways. I don't know. Okay, let's consider taking here with the bishop. Pawn takes. Can we take with the rook? The attack looks really dangerous. In a game, I would probably take on f3. But the threat is to take the bishop, rook takes, and fork the king and the queen. But does he have any defense against this? Takes. If he just like moves the queen away, let's say, moves the queen away, I mean, the position looks winning for black, not gonna lie. Queen g5, and there is so much pressure. If he take, he takes. So yeah, this is a problem. Takes on f3, he's gonna take back. We're gonna take back with a rook. And then he can just save the queen. But what if we take the bishop with the knight? Then rook takes, and then queen g5 check. The king moves away, and it's probably winning. I don't know. I'm just gonna take here. Whoa. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Lord, for saving my ass here. So, oh, he actually saved the queen this way. Okay. Well, okay. Now if you just take the rook, he's just gonna take the knight. What else can we do? If we take the bishop with the knight, then he is probably just going to take. Okay, so I mean, we can just take the rook, and we are better, right? Take the rook is going to take our knight, but we are ahead in material then, right? Are we? Is there a better way? If I take here, he's going to take back with the rook, and then everything fizzles out. Yeah, simply take the rook, and it's all. Well, it took me way more time than the previous puzzles, but we actually solved it correctly, and this is an accomplishment. Okay, I love endgame puzzles, and we have an endgame puzzle. And the first thing I notice is that what happens when we move into a king and pawn endgame? Takes, takes, then I'm going to march my king forward. He's also gonna bring the king forward. Do we have any waiting moves? We don't. So if I take, he takes as well. Then if we, for example, is there a way for us to break into the position? I don't know. Okay, what if we bring the king forward? Then he can have the option to avoid the trade. If he takes, we are happy to take, because then we get the opposition, and we enter the position winning all these pawns. So king to a5. If he avoids the bishop trade, then we are entering the position. If he tries to get back, saving the pawn, then there's this move queen g6, winning the pawn. I feel like this is a move. Oh, what is that? Takes on f5. If I take, he's going to run the pawn down the board, right? But then we're going to bring the bishop back, right? And he goes here, and then simply bishop to f7. So yeah, take, dropping the bishop back, bishop f7, and now we can just simply move the king up, right? Take that, and boom, we solved all the puzzles correctly, guys. Do let me know in the comments if you guys were able to solve these puzzles correctly as well, and how much time it took you to solve these puzzles. So yeah, solving like 5 puzzles correctly every day will definitely help you become a strong player. I would suggest the ideal time would be to, right after waking up in the morning, solve 5 tactical puzzles correctly. Trust me, you're going to win a lot of games that day. So I wish you good luck with your chess. And if you are enjoying my content, make sure you subscribe, like the video, do comment your recommendations and suggestions. I welcome them a lot, and I'll be trying to improve further as well. And I hope you guys like the new setting, the background. I did it so that you get a better feel of the whole content. So yeah, see you guys in the next video.